In the chaos of our fast-paced lives, amidst the constant pressure and uncertainty, how can we stay calm? Why do some people, no matter the challenge, seem unfazed, as if emotions don't have the power to pull them in? Is there a secret they know that we haven't discovered yet? In a world that constantly tests our limits, staying calm isn't just a skill. It's a habit that requires practice and discipline. Imagine walking through life without letting the storms of frustration or anger shake your foundation. This isn't an abstract dream. It's a reality waiting for you. But I know what you're thinking. These are just theories, unproven ideas. You might be skeptical. I understand. Yet I urge you to try these principles for yourself. You'll find that, just like a muscle, the more you train your mind, the stronger your inner peace becomes. Today I'm going to share 7 habits inspired by Stoic philosophy that will help you master your emotions, stay calm under pressure, and achieve lasting inner peace. These habits are not just for the calmest of people. They're practical steps you can take right now to transform your responses to life's challenges. I promise you, the best part is just ahead. I'll show you how to put Stoic wisdom into practice. Share this with your loved ones, let them join this journey, and don't forget to share your stories in the comments below. Let's walk this path together. 1. Letting go of the need to control life often tests us with unexpected challenges, situations that lie beyond our ability to influence. Whether it's the behavior of others, sudden changes in plans, or outcomes we desperately wish to shape, our instinct is to control. Yet, this endless struggle only leads to frustration and emotional fatigue. Stoicism offers us a transformative alternative, the freedom to focus on what we can control. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This profound truth shifts our perspective. Instead of wasting energy on what lies outside our influence, we are called to turn inward, to focus on our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Picture this. A person faces a heated argument with a colleague. They could attempt to force their perspective, escalating the tension. Instead, they take a moment to breathe, choosing their words with care and redirecting their energy toward understanding. By focusing on their response rather than the other's reaction, they preserve their peace and find clarity. The Stoics teach us to master the art of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Imagine encountering an unexpected delay while traveling. Instead of succumbing to anger, you can focus on how to make the best of the moment, perhaps by reading, reflecting, or simply enjoying the pause. A calm individual recognizes the boundaries of their influence. They understand that while effort is within their control, outcomes are not. This principle is beautifully illustrated by the Stoic metaphor of the archer. The archer controls their aim and release, yet the flight of the arrow is subject to the wind and other external factors. Likewise, we must direct our energy toward our actions and let go of the results. This shift in focus brings emotional resilience. Consider a parent guiding their child through a difficult phase. They cannot control every choice the child makes, but they can offer support, love, and guidance. By letting go of the need to dictate outcomes, the parent fosters growth and trust. Seneca wisely stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." How much time do we lose agonizing over things we cannot change? By redirecting this energy toward personal growth, meaningful actions, and calm acceptance, we reclaim our time and peace. Letting go does not mean indifference or passivity. It means acknowledging life's unpredictability and meeting it with equanimity. It means striving for excellence in what we do, while accepting that the final results are shaped by many forces beyond our control. In everyday life, this principle can transform relationships. Imagine a disagreement with a close friend. Instead of insisting on being right, you focus on expressing your feelings clearly and listening openly. The outcome, whether the friend agrees or not, is secondary. What matters is the quality of your response and the respect you show for the relationship. Letting go also liberates us from anxiety. When we release our grip on the uncontrollable, we create space for calm and clarity. This clarity allows us to see opportunities hidden within challenges and to approach life's uncertainties with grace. Take a moment now to reflect. What are you holding on to that is outside your control? Is it someone's approval, a situation at work, or a desired outcome that keeps slipping through your fingers? Letting go of these attachments is not a weakness. It is a strength. It frees you to channel your energy into what truly matters. The Stoics teach us that true freedom comes from within. By releasing the need to control, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life. We find the strength to navigate its storms and the wisdom to embrace its calm. As you face today's challenges, remember, peace lies not in holding tight to what you cannot change, but in mastering your inner world. 2. Practicing mindfulness. In the whirlwind of modern life, where distractions constantly pull at our attention and the mind races from one thought to the next, mindfulness offers us a way to reconnect with the present moment and find peace within ourselves. But what does it mean to practice mindfulness, and how does it help us cultivate calm? The Stoics were pioneers in mindfulness long before it became a buzzword. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." At the heart of mindfulness is the idea of directing our attention to the present, focusing on the here and now, and choosing where our thoughts go, rather than allowing them to scatter in 1,000 directions. Reflect on your own life for a moment. When was the last time you were fully present, free from worries about the future or regrets from the past? In a world that demands our constant attention, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Yet mindfulness is the key to returning to balance. By learning to focus our thoughts on what is happening in the present, we can free ourselves from the burden of imagined fears and anxieties. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We often allow our minds to run wild with worst-case scenarios or past mistakes, and this robs us of the peace we could find in the present. Mindfulness grounds us in the here and now, allowing us to take control of our mental state and experience life more fully. Imagine this scenario. You wake up early, and instead of jumping into a rush of thoughts and tasks, you sit in silence. You focus on your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. As you let go of the day's demands, a sense of calm begins to wash over you. This is the essence of mindfulness, a practice that anchors you in the present moment and prepares your mind to face the day with clarity and calm. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, is not passive. It is an active choice to engage with life as it is happening. Whether through meditation, exercise, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply, we cultivate a sense of inner peace that strengthens us in the face of challenges. Think of it like this. Every time you practice mindfulness, you are training your mind, just as an athlete trains their body. Each time you choose to bring your attention back to the present, you strengthen your ability to stay focused and composed, even when life becomes overwhelming. But mindfulness is not confined to moments of stillness. It extends into how we engage with the world. When you talk to a friend, are you truly listening to them, or are you distracted by your own thoughts? When you work, do you give your full attention to the task at hand? Practicing mindfulness means being fully present in everything we do, not just when we sit in silence. This practice, rooted in Stoic teachings, helps us break free from the cycle of stress and constant distraction. By focusing on the present, we no longer allow our worries or regrets to control us. Instead, we become actively engaged in shaping our mental state, embracing each moment as it comes. Imagine you are walking down a busy street, your mind filled with the day's to-dos. But for just a few seconds, you stop. You breathe in deeply, feeling the rhythm of your steps, the cool breeze, and the warmth of the sun on your face. You are fully present. The world around you may be rushing, but you are calm. This simple act of mindfulness brings peace in the midst of chaos. The power of mindfulness is that it allows us to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It helps us find richness in life's small moments and reminds us that true peace is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to remain present and calm in the face of them. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Through mindfulness, we gain mastery over our thoughts and emotions. We no longer react impulsively to the world around us, but instead we choose how to respond. In doing so, we unlock the key to inner peace, a peace that can weather any storm. So ask yourself, how often do I let my mind wander? How can I bring more mindfulness into my daily life? Through mindful practice, you can find the calm within, a calm that will guide you through any challenge. 3. Growth mindset. Life is full of challenges, failures, setbacks, and obstacles that test us at every turn. What determines whether we rise or fall is not our talent or circumstances, but our mindset. Stoicism teaches that cultivating a growth mindset, seeing adversity as an opportunity for development, transforms how we navigate life's trials. Epictetus reminds us, difficulties show a person's character. Therefore, when trouble strikes, it is an opportunity to strengthen oneself. Consider a failure, like being overlooked for a promotion or struggling to meet a goal. While disappointment is natural, a growth mindset encourages reflection. What can I learn from this? This shift in perspective turns setbacks into stepping stones. Marcus Aurelius expressed it powerfully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Challenges, far from being barriers, are tools for growth. A heavy burden becomes the forge in which character is strengthened. For example, a friend once terrified of public speaking transformed by treating each failed presentation as feedback. Over time, their fear became their teacher, and anxiety gave way to confidence. At the heart of a growth mindset is resilience, the ability to rise after every fall. Seneca captured this when he said, "Fire tests gold, adversity tests brave men. Adversity purifies and reveals our strength." Imagine a chaotic day, a broken car, a canceled meeting, and rising tensions. A fixed mindset spirals into frustration, blaming external factors. A growth mindset, however, asks, how can I adapt? What can I learn from this? Reframing challenges is a cornerstone of the growth mindset. Rather than seeing obstacles as punishments, we view them as gifts. Picture yourself learning a new language. Each mistake is not failure, but progress. Each correction is a step closer to fluency. This perspective transforms frustration into motivation. Epictetus advises, first, say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Clarity of vision combined with persistent effort drives growth. Growth-minded individuals focus on the process, not the outcome. They understand that failures are not dead ends, but invitations to refine their methods. Gratitude is another pillar of this mindset. Seneca observed, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." A growth mindset appreciates the journey, finding fulfillment in the act of learning rather than fixating on results. By valuing effort over perfection, we unlock a deeper sense of contentment. Imagine the long-term effects of embracing this perspective. A person with a growth mindset thrives under pressure, using challenges to build habits like patience, discipline, and self-reflection. These habits become tools to face life's uncertainties with courage and calm. The Stoics teach that life will always present obstacles, but our responses define us. Adopting curiosity and determination, we approach adversity as a natural part of growth. Consider a recent struggle in your own life. What did it teach you? How could you approach it differently next time? These questions shift your focus from external outcomes to internal progress, unlocking resilience. A growth mindset is not a fixed trait. It is a habit cultivated through intentional choices. As you face today's challenges, reflect on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The path to growth is not easy, but each step forward builds a stronger, wiser self. 4. Prioritizing self-care. In the relentless pace of modern life, we often place ourselves last, sacrificing rest, nourishment, and joy in pursuit of external achievements. Yet, Stoicism teaches that caring for oneself is not an indulgence but a responsibility. To live a life of virtue and resilience, we must first nurture the foundation upon which it stands, our physical and mental well-being. Epictetus once observed, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery begins with self-care. Just as an archer cannot aim with a broken bow, we cannot face life's challenges if our bodies and minds are neglected. Self-care is not selfish. It is the preparation for living with purpose. Consider this. A friend pours every ounce of energy into work, striving for success but ignoring their health. Over time, fatigue takes its toll. Their productivity suffers, relationships fray, and their spirit dims. Then, a simple change, a commitment to rest, exercise, and balance restores their vitality. They rediscover not only energy, but also clarity and joy. Seneca, in his timeless wisdom, said, "A sound mind in a sound body." Self-care is the bridge between the two. Physical health fuels mental strength, and mental clarity supports emotional resilience. Think of your body as the vessel carrying you through life's storms. If neglected, it falters, but with care, it becomes a steadfast companion. Imagine starting your day with intention. Instead of rushing into tasks, you pause for a moment of stillness. A brief walk in the morning air, a nourishing breakfast, or a few minutes of meditation can set the tone for calm and focus. These small acts of care build the strength needed to face the day with grace. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, reminded us, "You must take care of your body as if it were a temple." This imagery speaks to the sacredness of self-care. When we prioritize our well-being, we honor the gift of life itself. Neglect, on the other hand, is a disservice to our potential. Self-care also involves protecting your time and energy. Consider the countless distractions and demands that pull us in every direction. Without boundaries, we risk exhaustion and resentment. Setting limits, whether by saying no to overcommitment or carving out moments of solitude, is an act of self-preservation. It is a declaration that your well-being matters. Think of this simple analogy. A candle cannot light the way for others if it burns itself out. By caring for yourself, you maintain the strength to support those around you. Self-care is not a withdrawal from responsibility, but an investment in your capacity to fulfill it. Reflect on your routines. Are they nourishing or draining? Do they replenish your energy or deplete it? Cultivating habits that prioritize rest, movement, and reflection transforms the way you engage with the world. Even the act of journaling, a practice championed by Stoic philosophers, can be a form of self-care. Writing down thoughts, worries, and aspirations creates space for clarity and self-awareness. Seneca wisely observed, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Neglecting self-care often amplifies this suffering. Without proper rest or balance, small challenges can feel insurmountable. But when the body and mind are cared for, even great trials seem manageable. Self-care, then, is not a luxury, but a necessity for resilience. Imagine a tree standing strong against the wind. Its roots are deep, its trunk nourished, and its branches flexible. This is the metaphor for self-care. By grounding yourself in healthy practices, you stand firm against life's tempests, bending but never breaking. Incorporating self-care into daily life does not require grand gestures. Start with small changes, a walk in nature, mindful eating, or prioritizing sleep. These simple acts compound over time, creating a reservoir of strength and clarity. Epictetus advised, "Take care of your thoughts, they shape your life." Thoughts arise from a mind and body in balance. Prioritizing self-care ensures that your thoughts are clear, your emotions steady, and your actions aligned with your values. So ask yourself, how am I caring for my mind and body today? What small change can I make to nourish my well-being? In prioritizing self-care, you honor the life you have been given, preparing yourself to live it with purpose, strength, and joy. 5. Attitude of gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation of a fulfilled life. Yet, in the rush of daily demands, it's often forgotten. Stoic philosophy reminds us that cultivating an attitude of gratitude is not only a source of inner peace, but a profound way to reshape our perspective on life itself. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, observed, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. It grounds us in abundance rather than longing, reminding us that even in challenging times, there is always something to be thankful for. Imagine waking up in the morning, pausing for a moment to reflect on the simple blessings, the warmth of your bed, the first light of the sun, or the breath filling your lungs. These small moments, often overlooked, are gifts that enrich our lives. Gratitude begins when we recognize these everyday wonders. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave them if they were not yours." This profound reminder urges us to value what we have before it's gone. Consider a time when you lost something or someone precious. Did you only realize its value after it was gone? Gratitude teaches us to cherish the present. Gratitude also transforms adversity. Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, but through a Stoic lens, even hardship has its place. Epictetus taught, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Imagine facing a setback, a missed opportunity, or a difficult loss. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, gratitude allows us to appreciate the lessons learned and the strength gained. Consider a friend who struggled to overcome personal challenges. Despite the difficulties, they chose to focus on the support of loved ones and the growth opportunities. This shift in perspective not only lightened their burden but deepened their resilience. Gratitude, in this way, becomes a powerful tool for emotional strength. Think of gratitude as a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Keep a journal where you write 3 things you're grateful for each day. These might seem trivial at first, a kind word from a colleague, a meal shared with family, or a moment of quiet, but over time this practice rewires your perspective. You begin to see life through a lens of abundance. Gratitude isn't limited to appreciating what we receive. It extends to what we give. When we express gratitude to others, we strengthen relationships and foster a sense of connection. Imagine the impact of a heartfelt thank you. It costs nothing but has the power to uplift both the giver and the receiver. Gratitude, when shared, multiplies. In Stoic thought, gratitude aligns us with the natural flow of life. Seneca noted, "The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and our reach." Recognizing this truth allows us to find contentment, not in external achievements or possessions, but in the richness of the present moment. Picture yourself standing on a hillside, watching the sunset. The sky is ablaze with colors, a sight that costs nothing yet fills you with wonder. This is the essence of gratitude, the ability to find joy in life's simplest moments. It's not about denying challenges, but about embracing beauty and meaning wherever it appears. Gratitude also cultivates humility. It reminds us that much of what we enjoy comes from the efforts of others. The farmer who grew our food, the friend who listened, the teacher who shared wisdom. This awareness deepens our appreciation and fosters a spirit of generosity in return. Epictetus emphasized, "He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment on his debt." Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It's an active choice that shapes how we engage with the world. It invites us to give back, to share our blessings, and to spread kindness. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? What challenges have shaped me, and who has supported me along the way? In embracing gratitude, we discover not only a source of peace, but also the strength to face life with an open and resilient heart. 6. Only speak if it improves the situation. Words have weight. They can inspire or wound, bridge gaps or widen them. Seneca said, "Speech reveals the mind." In the way we use our words, we unveil not just our thoughts, but our character. Practicing thoughtful speech is not about silence. It is about speaking when it matters and doing so with care. Imagine this. You're in a heated discussion, and the urge to respond sharply is almost overwhelming. But you pause. You ask yourself, will these words bring clarity or escalate tension? Choosing restraint, you find a way to express your perspective calmly, leaving space for mutual understanding. This small act can transform conflict into connection. Epictetus advised, "Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary." Silence is not a weakness, it is a strength, a shield that protects us from impulsive reactions. In moments of anger or frustration, silence allows space for reflection. Instead of reacting, we can respond with intention. Now consider a different scenario. A colleague shares their struggles with self-doubt. This is a moment where words are needed. Thoughtful encouragement can reignite their confidence. Epictetus also taught, when words are spoken appropriately, they heal. Knowing when to speak and when to hold back is the hallmark of wisdom. Think of a time when careless words caused harm. Perhaps it was a misunderstanding with a friend or an impulsive comment at work. The regret that follows reminds us of the power of words. Marcus Aurelius wrote, better to trip with the feet than the tongue. Physical missteps heal. Words can linger. Listening, too, is an act of communication. Imagine being in a conversation where you feel truly heard. The other person listens not to respond but to understand. This kind of listening fosters trust. By speaking less and listening more, we can create deeper connections and gain insights we might otherwise miss. At times, the right response is no response. Picture a heated argument where emotions run high. Adding words to the fire can inflame the situation. Choosing silence, however, can diffuse tension and allow clarity to emerge. Silence, when used wisely, is more eloquent than speech. However, restraint in speech does not mean withholding words when they are needed. Seneca observed, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than reality." Sometimes fear keeps us silent when we should speak. Choosing the right words to offer support or clarity can be transformative. Epictetus urged us to examine our intentions before speaking. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? These simple filters help ensure our words align with Stoic principles, serving to build rather than harm. Think of this analogy. Words are like seeds. They grow into relationships, trust, or division, depending on how they are sown. Careless words scatter weeds. Thoughtful speech nurtures flourishing connections. By speaking with intention, we cultivate a life of meaning and harmony. Imagine standing in a tense meeting. Everyone is vying to make their point, but the conversation spirals into chaos. Instead of joining the fray, you listen. When the moment is right, you share a concise, thoughtful perspective. The room quiets, and solutions emerge. This is the power of speaking when it improves the situation. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Applying this to speech, we should hold our words to a high standard while understanding that others may not. Practicing patience in conversations, even when provoked, reflects our inner strength. Now think about the impact of thoughtful speech in everyday life. A kind word to a stranger can brighten their day. A sincere apology can heal a rift. A moment of silence can preserve peace. Words, when chosen with care, shape not only our relationships but also our inner calm. In Stoic thought, words are actions. They carry weight and consequences. Speaking thoughtfully means living thoughtfully. As you reflect on your communication, ask yourself, do my words build or break? Do they add value or noise? In choosing to speak only when it improves the situation, we embody the wisdom of Stoicism, fostering peace and clarity in our lives and the lives of others. Setting healthy boundaries. Imagine a garden, wild and untamed. Without clear boundaries, weeds take over and the plants struggle to thrive. In life, our time and energy are like that garden. Boundaries are the fences that protect what is precious, allowing us to grow and flourish. Boundaries are not barriers to relationships, they are frameworks for healthier ones. Epictetus teaches, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. To set boundaries, we must first understand our priorities. When we are clear about what matters, boundaries become an act of self-respect. Consider this scenario. A friend often calls late at night, disrupting your rest. Politely expressing your need for uninterrupted sleep and suggesting a better time to talk not only preserves your peace but strengthens the relationship. Boundaries, when communicated kindly, are acts of care for both parties. However, setting boundaries isn't always met with approval. Resistance from others can create discomfort, yet Seneca reminds us, he who is brave is free. Boundaries require courage, the bravery to say no, even when it feels difficult. This act frees us from the weight of overcommitment and resentment. Now think of the workplace. Imagine you're overwhelmed with projects, and your manager asks for another task. Instead of saying yes out of obligation, you explain your current workload and suggest revisiting the request later. This simple boundary safeguards your productivity and prevents burnout. Boundaries also require us to recognize when we're overextending ourselves emotionally. Picture a situation where someone shares negative comments during a tense conversation. Instead of engaging in conflict, calmly stating that such behavior is unacceptable protects your inner peace while modeling respect. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Boundaries align with this principle by focusing on what we can control. We cannot change others' demands, but we can decide how much access they have to our time and energy. Listening is another essential component of boundary setting. Imagine a friend expressing their frustrations. By actively listening without offering unsolicited advice, you create space for understanding while reinforcing your own emotional boundaries. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they're about deciding when to engage meaningfully. Let's return to the metaphor of the garden. Without boundaries, weeds overrun and suffocate growth. But with careful tending, each plant has the space to thrive. In relationships, clear boundaries create harmony, allowing mutual respect to flourish without overstepping. Reflecting on your current boundaries can reveal areas for improvement. Do you often feel drained or resentful? These emotions are signals that your limits may need reinforcement. Perhaps you need to protect your weekends from work obligations or carve out time for solitude amid a busy household. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. Setting boundaries takes practice. Start small. Decline a minor request or dedicate an hour each day to yourself. Over time, these actions become habits that protect your well-being and foster respect. Sometimes, boundaries mean temporary discomfort for long-term peace. Imagine confronting a family member who repeatedly dismisses your feelings. Addressing this behavior calmly may feel daunting, but the result, a relationship built on mutual respect, is worth the effort. Boundaries also reflect the Stoic virtue of temperance, moderation in all things. By setting limits, we avoid the extremes of overcommitment and neglect. This balance allows us to live intentionally, focusing on what truly matters. Now consider this question. Where in your life are boundaries lacking? Whether it's in your work, relationships, or self-care, identifying areas of imbalance is the first step to reclaiming peace. Boundaries are not acts of rejection. They are invitations to connection built on respect. Seneca wrote, "Associate only with those who improve you, and welcome those whom you can improve." Boundaries help us curate relationships that uplift and nurture, creating an environment where both parties can grow. As you reflect on your boundaries, remember, they are not limitations, they are liberations. By protecting your time, energy, and emotions, you create space to live authentically and build deeper connections with those around you. Life is filled with challenges that test our resilience. Yet the wisdom of Stoicism reminds us that calmness is not a gift, but a habit cultivated through deliberate choices. From letting go of the need for control to practicing mindfulness, adopting a growth mindset, prioritizing self-care, embracing gratitude, speaking with intention, and setting healthy boundaries, each lesson is a building block toward a life of inner peace and clarity. These habits guide us to focus on what truly matters, our thoughts, actions, and responses, rather than being overwhelmed by external events. Marcus Aurelius taught us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These words echo in every habit we practice, reminding us that our peace is rooted in mastering ourselves. Ask yourself, where in your life can you begin incorporating these habits? Perhaps it's pausing before reacting, saying no to preserve your energy, or simply acknowledging a moment of gratitude. Small changes in your daily routines lead to profound transformations over time. As you reflect on these lessons, I encourage you to share your own stories in the comments below. How have these habits impacted your journey? What challenges have you faced in staying calm amidst life's storms? Your experiences can inspire others to embark on their own path toward inner tranquility. Remember, the path to peace is not about perfection, but persistence. Step by step, these habits will empower you to live with strength, wisdom, and grace.